Hey, this is Majin, and here's my comment call for March 21st, 2018. We're starting it off with the Young Justice Book 1 trade. I actually forgot to buy it, so I snatched it up. This is during a time, this came out during a time, believe it or not, Peter David was actually good. I mean, granted, he wasn't the greatest, but he wrote a lot of memorable books through Young Justice and even going back to the Hulk. And Todd Nuck, yeah, he was also another one who was like a really popular artist at the time, and his art really fit the general image of Young Justice. So I'm really looking forward to reading the first two books, and I know there's a third one that's coming out. All right, next up, Super Sons number 14. This book is almost over, which is a crying shame. Basically, while I enjoyed it, because it's basically the bonding moment of Damian and John working together to save Lois Lane from Damian's mom, because she's trying to assassinate her. At the same time, it's, how many times have we seen this story? Damian, I'm only here to test you to see if your father has diluted your blood to water, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's... By this time, they're using the same lines over and over again, which is really super annoying. But that's not the important part of the story, so I'm just ignoring that part. The story is these two kids who are slowly building a friendship, and they're getting closer as friends. So that's the important part. And for that part, I enjoyed it, even though it's basically a copy-paste story, copy-paste dialogue. Next up is Batman 43. This is the final issue of the Poison Ivy Takes Over the World storyline. Now, I had a little bit of an issue with this book because Pam, it's making her sound like she is like 13. It's like she's done things like, oh my god, I killed some people. I joined the Riddler and I shouldn't have. And I took over the world to make it better. And I'm like going, I could have sworn, Poison Ivy's history, she's killed a number of people over time. So why she's suddenly bent out of shape for a couple people, I don't know. And even just the general dialogue between her and Catwoman, it just seems like she's a damaged teenager versus, like a psycho adult who, wants to make the world a better place by saving plants type thing. And, overall the story was decent. This was more about getting Pamela help because she's got Ivy, help because she's got mental trauma. And the only person that can really help her is Harlequin. So it's Bruce trying to break Harlequin from Poison Ivy's mental grasp, and then getting those two together. So overall, it was a decent story, and what really truly made me lose a lot of interest is, though, I'm sure it's in here. If it's not, I'm going to be really disappointed. This Batman number, I don't know what, the next issue of Batman in the Future. It's the Joker runs Gotham, where's Batman? Holy Christ, how many times have we seen this story? How many times has Joker and Riddler and all these guys have just taken over the goddamn city? Do they not have any ideas left? Or is it, okay, after this, seriously, we had, under Snyder, we had a big run with Riddler, who took over everything. We had a run with Joker, who rampaged everything. Then, again, here's King. And then we had the big Riddler-Joker war, where they were both just destroying Gotham. And now we got Poison Ivy, who took over everything. Holy my God, it's like these people have no idea in their mind about how to craft a detective Batman type story. You know, he's the world's greatest detective, but he's overthrowing people who take over Gotham. You know, please, this is a joke. It's ridiculous. You know, it's sad. It really is sad. The House of No Ideas is what that is. Green Lantern's number 43. This ended as I expected it to be ended. You know, it's basically one Green Lantern cures everybody while the other Green Lantern takes down some bad guys and some other stuff happens in the background. Oh, God. It's like this story could have been so much better. And it's like everybody who was kidnapped is just reduced down to a nobody character who means nothing. You know, they weren't missed when they were taken away, and they're not going to be missed once we saw them here. And then they prolonged the possible relationship between the two Green Lanterns. You know, it's just utter disappointment is what it is. Just disappointment. Well, I expected it. I really did. It's just so disappointing. And then there's Damage. How many times have we seen this type of cover before? You know, it's a staple of, you know, rawr. Just look at me. I'm a big, powerful superhero, and I'm defeating a bigger, more powerful person. And, okay, so I'm reading this book, and it's basically Wonder Woman and Damage fighting. You know, Wonder Woman does her punch, Damage does his punch. Wonder Woman goes flying because the punch is so great, and Wonder Woman's like, is that the best you can do? I swear to God, this was written by somebody who has never read a Wonder Woman book, ever. She's just giving BS generic lines that have no soul to them. It's basically like, if you can imagine, you have a blank plot. I mean, you have your pictures, and you went down Hollywood Boulevard or, you know, town in Times Square, and you said, hey, fill in the blanks. What would Wonder Woman say? That's the type of responses you'd get in this dialogue. It's utter freaking nonsense. It's sad. It's depressing that they've reduced this book. This book's gonna get canceled. I guarantee you, it's gonna get canceled. Because people aren't going to put up with this nonsense. Well, okay, granted, nobody's reading Wonder Woman anyways, but nobody's going to put up with this nonsense. Heck. Anyways, that's the pull list. Some reviews. We'll have more stuff later. Like, share. Let me know what you guys picked up, what you guys are looking forward to reading the most. And don't buy Dazzler. Until next time.